Number 89, Nick Bullock. Number 97, Tristan Lindbergh. And number 1, Oliver Pye. Plans for today's ceremonial puck drop, we invite our Blue Line buddies from Canadian Blind Hockey's Children and Youth Program, from the Ottawa 67's Children and Youth Team, the Vancouver Junior Eclipse, the Philadelphia Blind Hockey, and your Toronto Junior Ice Owls. We would now like to invite Kelly Servo and Jason Yuha to take the ceremonial face-off. And dropping the puck for today's ceremonial face-off is the president of Jumpstart, Marco Delorno. Canadian Blind Hockey acknowledges the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. It is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. At this time, we ask that you please rise if you're able. Remove your hats and turn and face the flag. The north end of the building is we welcome to sing our national anthem, Jade Andre.
And we welcome you to the Select Division Game 1 of the 2025 Canadian National Blind Hockey Tournament. I'm Matthew Sucrum alongside Tyler McGregor. Tyler, a wonderful opening ceremony, and it's a great way to kick off this weekend's festivities.
It certainly was. So much energy, so much excitement in here. I mean, what a celebration. Obviously, Mark Dumontis receiving or being presented the Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award. And I mean, I've been a friend of Mark's for a long time, and he's so deserving. Obviously, such a great advocate, ambassador for blind hockey and accessibility in our country. And, you know, a bit emotional, too. A tribute to his late father there, who passed away earlier this year. you know, obviously an emotional moment for Mark and his mom who was out there on the ice for him. So what a special way to kick this off.
Absolutely, and for those that don't know, I want you to take us through Mark's journey. He actually rollerbladed across Canada to raise money for youth in sports with vision impairment, and that has led us to this day pretty much.
Certainly, and it's been over a decade since
That's
Mark
right.
embarked on that journey with the creation of Courage Canada, which has now become Canadian Blind Hockey, and really made events like this possible with a packed house here at Mattamy Athletic Center. But there's been so much tireless work that he's done with the help of his teammates and some other visually impaired athletes over the years that have created these opportunities, and you know, there's still much more to come.
Absolutely. So big stakes on the line, as I mentioned in the pregame. These players here today are competing for a spot on Canada's national team. Canada will play the USA in Montreal next month in a big international series, and we'll get to that as the game goes on, as the puck is dropped and it's sent into the black zone. 15 minutes on the clock in 3 periods of play. There's a steal behind the net. They're crashing the crease here, but a good job. It's not cleared out though. Deflected in over the crossbar. In net for Black, Joey Cabral. And Cabral with some nervous opening minutes there, but Black team is able to dump it down the ice. Chased into the corner. Nick Bullock going into the corner for Yellow, gets it out of that area, and it will cross the line, carried ahead by Thomas Raymond. He drops it back to Joey Fornacier, puts it on net, but that doesn't go past the goaltender Joey Cabral. Facing him on the other side of the sheet of ice is Oliver Pye in net for Team Yellow today. Anthony Chula circling through the neutral zone. Little poke check made there. Black in possession now as they've got it behind their own blue line. Passing it up to the near side to Jonathan Gallant. Tried to get that up ahead to Chaz Misurka, but couldn't get the pass complete. Yellow trying to get it out of the zone. Conrad Eder clears it, but once again, Black in control. Jonathan Truzop moves it down the right wing boards. Yellow in control in the defensive end. Tristan Lindberg into the attacking zone. Following it to the end boards. Needs to set up that first pass in the zone. Lindberg still controlling it. Drops that one off to Anthony Chula. He gets knocked off the puck, but it doesn't clear the zone. Great job at the line to keep it in by Nick Bullock, and this one does now trickle over the blue line. Yellow remains in control, trying to backhand that one in. Connor Eder, and that one goes sailing past everybody. Icing called, 12:50 remaining in the first period. Both teams with some chances in the early going.
Yeah, I think what a start by Team Yellow there. Great pace to this game so far, but in particular, Team Yellow just went straight on the attack.
Yeah, a couple nervous moments there where there's a bunch of bodies in front of the net, and that puck was moving around, so face off to the glove side of Joey Cabral. Black now looking to move it out. And Oliver Pye had to be quick with that one barreling in. Kapastorius gets it in the middle. There's a chance, and that one just wide of the net. Black now moving it ahead. Dan Schramm, but it looks like they go just offside as they cross the blue line.
Dan Schramm's one of the few players from the United States that are here this weekend. He's coming in from Colorado. As was mentioned in the pregame, over the course of the weekend, there's players from multiple different nations, from Canada, the United States, from as far as Finland here competing over the weekend.
And every province from Canada is represented throughout the divisions that will play this weekend. We've already had a couple of games on the ice here at the Mattamy Athletic Center, formerly Maple Leaf Gardens. There's a good shove by Kelly Serbu to get Liam O'Callaghan off the puck.
That's that old man strength there.
That's right. Yeah, Kelly Serbu certainly Not a rookie out there, is he?
No, certainly not. An experienced, wily veteran.
But O'Callahan, who's got some experience as well, battling behind the net. Serbu and O'Callahan tied up there. O'Callahan and Serbu in a headlock, and the puck gets out of the area. Racing down the ice, Jason Yuha. Yuha, captain of the team, feeds it over, trying to get that one to the front of the net. Yuha took part in the opening ceremonial puck drop. Now Yuha, shot from the left side, that's past the stick of Pi. Team Yellow picking it up. Anthony Chula will move it through the zone. Chula throws a shoulder check on Jonathan Trusop, and he goes hard in the boards, gets right back up and into the play. And boy, this does get chippy between these two teams. I mean, like we said, there's a lot on the line here. Yeah, everybody wants to go play in Montreal next month.
Absolutely, and I don't blame them. It's a physical start to this game.
Black trying to move it out. Simon Richard trying to play it in. Jonathan Gallant and Richard in the middle. Still trying to get it for Black. There's a hard hit. Sending Richard into the boards. Gallant. Team Yellow touches the puck, and we're going to get a body contact call coming against Yellow. First power play opportunity of the game for Team Black.
Great opportunity for Team Black here, I think. You know, as I mentioned at the start, Team Yellow came out to a pretty hot start. It's a chance for Team Black to sort of turn the momentum around and get an early start on the special teams here. I do wonder, with the amount of noise in here, obviously so many very loud school kids, how difficult it is for players to hear both the puck and the whistle. I know up here in the booth, I'm having trouble hearing both.
And that's the thing. So with, I guess you can take the folks through some of the intricacies of the blind hockey game. I mean, you've got multiple whistles on the ice that help alert the players of where the puck is.
Yes, so as soon as an attacking team and an offensive team crosses the blue line, you have to make one pass in which you'll hear the whistle. Then the team has the opportunity to go take a shot and ultimately score.
And you might have been able to hear it there. The officials have like that buzzer kind of in their hands to notify them, to notify the goaltenders. This is O'Callahan at the line, taking the shot, doesn't get through, and it's sent down the ice. We mentioned that during the low vision development game and the children's division game about how much communication you need from the bench in this style of hockey. And you're right, with so many kids here for today's game, the coaches are probably gonna not even have a voice after the end of this weekend.
I can imagine.
There's a shot that gets blocked, picked back up by Richard. Richard looking towards the net, feeds it in below the goal line. Black still in control. That is on the stick of Yuha. He gets it to O'Callahan to the left side. Looking at center, and O'Callahan driving in, but the save is made by Paillet. What a play there by Team Black to find the open ice. Play continues. Shot in. Broken play. Paillet jumping on it to make sure that one doesn't trickle through.
What an opportunity. So a couple great seam passes there to create some open ice in the slot, and just couldn't capitalize, but that's some good puck movement by Black. Also some good penalty killing by Team Yellow there. You have Tristan Lindbergh out there. They call him the Minister of Defense. He's a big body.
I love that. 40 seconds to go in the power play for Team Black with Shear in the box. There's a centering pass. The shot broken up. Team Yellow doing a good job just collapsing in front of the goaltender and not letting that one through. O'Callahan now driving to the middle, tries to pull it around, but gets stopped, and now that one is sent down the ice by Anthony Chula. 8.5 to play in the first period, no score. 10 seconds left on that penalty clock, and maybe Black has one more rush up the ice on the man advantage. It's O'Callahan carrying it through, and Shear will have to come out and join his teammates in the defensive zone. O'Callahan with the puck, back to 5-on-5 now as he dishes it off to the goal, to the blue line. That one trickling through, but just wide of the glove side post. Now in control behind the net. Schramm feeds it around to the half boards on the far side to Joy. Joy lost it, and it comes out to the neutral zone, picked up by O'Callahan. The other thing that people have to realize with this is that it's pretty short benches, so there's a lot of ice time for these players, and when they're going at this speed, I mean,
especially over the course of a weekend, I'm sure by game 3 they'll be feeling it in their legs and their lungs. But they got a lot on the line, so he might as well empty the tank.
There's a shot in, that one's blocked, and now it's on a stick of Shear. He's able to get it out. Very quickly played back ahead, but Dante Giamarole goes just offside with 7:15 to go in period number 1.
I like that strategy there from Team Black, though. Obviously, the goalies have no vision, and therefore working the puck low to high really becomes and makes it a lot more difficult for goalies to track when they can't hear the puck. And so it's a great way to create opportunities and ultimately score some goals.
Yeah, and Black have really had no problem making those passes, especially on the power play. And there's another one at the top of the slot, shot coming in, and that one is stopped. Emily McLean with that shot.
Oliver Pye up to the task so far.
And again, this is a mixed division as well here. Emily McLean out on the ice for Team Black. Yellow wins the draw. Up on the far side boards. Black kept it in. Now in control is Tristan Lindberg. Gets it out onto the stick of Thomas Raymond. Raymond centering, shot, that stopped, rebound chance, stopped on the goal line and smothered by Joey Cabral.
Wow. They call him Joey the Wall Cabral. That's why.
That is an excellent name.
Right on the goal line, a little bit of help from his defense.
Yeah, I missed the number of the defensive player that put their stick down right on the goal line, but man, what a game-saving play that might be. 6:35 to go in the first period. Still looking for our first goal. Face off to the blocker side of Cabral.
I think that stop came off the stick of Joe Fernasser to a local guy. I'm sure he would have been pumped to score on home ice.
And that play knocks the net off. And if you'll notice, the nets are only 3 feet high in this one. It's to deter players from shooting high. As you can imagine, getting shots up at your face with a lack of vision it would be pretty difficult to stop and pretty scary, I think.
Certainly, especially with this puck as well.
That's
I'm sure
right.
That would feel very good.
Coming down the right wing side, now centering, and just fanning on that shot was Chaz Misuraka. And now Misuraka trying to get to that puck to keep it in, but it's past him and all the way down the ice. O'Callahan will beat out Raymond for the icing call. Raymond thought he had a case to be made there to avoid the icing, but
it was a close call. Chaz Misuraka, one of 2 players here this weekend and on the Canadian national team, him and Mark DeMontis, that are both recovering from recent shoulder surgery. So it's great to see them both back in the lineup, and they're both looking pretty fresh and pretty healthy so far.
puck sent out into the neutral zone. Nice feed up ahead just to get over the blue line onside by Team Yellow, but too many guys plugging up that area on Black side, and that allows Black team to dump it in. O'Callahan in the corner, feeds it back below the goal line. That's Charlie Mitchell out there. got stripped of the puck, and yellow clears. Conrad Eder dumps it in. O'Callaghan puts on the brakes, a nice move there. Buys himself quite a bit of time, 5 minutes to go in this first period. Down the right side, Richard, below the goal line. Tries to feed in front, it's off the side of the net. And that will allow some of the black team players to get some fresh legs on the ice. Oh, a nice move by Nick Bullock, who instinctively had a Dante Giamarole trying to strip him of the puck coming off the bench with some speed. Now Yellow in the zone. Twisting and turning back. Trying to set it up. That shot just goes wide. Over the blue line, Giamarole knocked off the puck. Yellow trying to clear this one, and they do. That's Amanda Provin from Team Yellow dumping it out. Putting it right in front of the net. Bit of a scramble play. Comes back up to the point. Bruno Haché firing it in. Takes a deflection off the stick of Jonathan Trusop and then went even higher over the crossbar. It's Haché again at the blue line. Backhands it in towards the slot. Provost is right there. Provin, excuse me, right there. But that one goes just wide.
Some good sustained pressure from Team Yellow right here.
That's Alexandros Kapasouris, who's being tied up on the boards, and the officials will blow the play down. 3:21 to go in the first period, no score.
I think Team Black was just ready for a little break there.
Yeah, I think so. Well, again, we want to welcome you for joining us for the first division of the first game of the select division this weekend. Shot in, deflected, and Cabral keeps it out. A little bit of help from Joy after Joy deflected it initially towards his own goaltender. Another shot coming in from the point. Out to the blue line, and it skips past the stick of Nick Bullock. Well, thank you for joining us on YouTube. And the chat is open. If you refresh your screen, you should be able to see that and let us know where you're watching from and how much you're enjoying the broadcast. And again, you can stay tuned to this YouTube page all weekend long. There will be new links for each game that get put up, but they will all be right here on the Canadian Blind Hockey YouTube channel. Yellow trying to clear it. And it's up ahead onto the stick of Raymond, and that one just goes wide again. Now Lindberg to Raymond in the middle. Raymond drops it back. That's Bullock. Bullock avoids one defender, but then can't get it past the second guy. Hard poke check, but now it's on the stick of Juha. Juha drops it back, shot from the top of the slot. That stopped. Went off the skates of Lindberg. Another centering pass. That time, Raymond getting his stick in the way. Juha again to O'Callaghan entering the zone. O'Callaghan feeds it down low. Juha back up to O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan couldn't get the shot off and almost got tripped up going in towards the goal line. Yellow doing everything they can to get those sticks active and get them away from the black team players. And now the other way, there's a pass in front. The backhand is too high. Max Shear almost broke the deadlock on a beautiful 2-on-1 for Team Yellow.
It's a great play by Team Yellow. Just they shut down two of arguably the top players in the world in Juha and O'Callaghan, and a quick counter to create a chance off the rush.
And now a 2-on-0 the other way. O'Callaghan scores. Less than a minute to play in the first, and Team Black are on the board.
Well, just as I finished my thought, one of the top players in the world, O'Callaghan, makes it a 1-0 game.
And how often do we see this in hockey? A big save on one end leads to a goal on the other. And for Team Yellow not to capitalize on that 2-on-1, it comes back to bite them.
I mean, this game truly is all about how you handle those momentum shifts and, and really capitalizing on those opportunities when they present themselves. And I think Team Black did an exceptional job of that there.
I want to say hi to Jen Masters, watching from London, Ontario. Thanks for joining us this morning. And we've got a lot of viewers online, and again, a packed house here at the Mattamy Athletic Center, formerly Maple Leaf Gardens. You've got students from the Toronto District School Board and the Toronto Catholic District School Board on hand. I mean, what better way to spend a Friday? As what do we got? Grades like 3 to 6 or 7 here, I believe.
Oh, this is the dream at that age. Spend the day at the rink.
Yeah, I grew up in Brampton, so when they had the battalion there's a play on net. Cabral, can he find it? And he will with some help with his defense. I was gonna say the best days were when we got to leave school to go see the battalion Brampton versus Mississauga Steelhead games at Powerade Center. Yeah,
too, eh?
Yeah, those were always really, really fun. I want to say hi to Hype, who's cheering on Thomas Raymond. Carrie Vanette watching from Clifton Park, New York, a big fan of Max Scheer. And like you said, Tyler, just this game really has grown since its inception. We had Francois Beauregard doing color for us on the first game, and he was, he played in the first tournament, 10 years ago, and just talked about how it was 45 male athletes, all from Canada, to what it's become now has been amazing to see.
It's incredible, and I was so fortunate to be introduced to blind hockey probably about 5 years ago, and even since then, so much work has been done. Obviously, such a passionate group of athletes and their families, but all the people behind the scenes that do so much and volunteer so much time to create more and more opportunities for visually impaired athletes in Canada, in the United States, and in other countries around the world. And it's great to see that international development as well.
Absolutely. There goes the buzzer. 15 minutes are in the books, and it's Team Black with a 1-goal lead as Liam O'Callaghan opened the scoring with just a minute left in that first period. We'll take a break. We've got some features to play for you, and then we will be back for the second period in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. I'm Matthew Sukram, joined by Tyler McGregor. You're watching the Select Division game number 1 at the 2025 Canadian Blind Hockey Tournament from the Mattamy Athletic Center. We'll see you soon.
Mark here. I just want to say thanks for coming on out today and supporting Canadian blind hockey. Being the recipient of the 2024 NHL Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award presented by Hyundai has been an honor of a lifetime. And I want to say thanks to Hyundai Canada and the Hockey Hall of Fame for bringing the Willie O'Ree Award trophy out today and sharing it with all of you here in the building. Today's going to be an awesome game. Please enjoy, have a blast, and fans, let's make some noise.
Hockey fans, if you can't see the net, how do you score a goal? If you can't see the puck, how do you make the big save? Find out at the 2025 Canadian National Blind Hockey Tournament, where the world's best blind hockey players will be showcasing the fastest game on ice played by athletes with 10% vision or less. From March 21st to 23rd, we invite you to join us at the iconic Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto for the world's largest blind hockey tournament. With 190 players representing every province in Canada, the United States, and Europe. There are divisions for children, youth, adults, and women, as well as the Select Series featuring top players from the Canadian National Blind Hockey Team. Admission is free and open to the public, and all games are broadcast live on YouTube. Thank you to all our partners for helping make hockey accessible in Canada. Learn more at CanadianBlindHockey.com.
Welcome back. Period 2 underway. Matthew Sucrum here alongside Tyler McGregor. 1-0 for the black side. O'Callaghan with the lone goal in period number 1. And thank you again for joining us on the 2025 Canada Blind Hockey Tournament YouTube channel. We've got Lenny Serbu saying Halifax, Nova Scotia is cheering on Kelly Serbu. And Nacho Ninja is watching from Edmonton, Alberta. Sometimes you gotta be careful with these usernames, you know?
You never know. You're always in for a surprise.
Black team holding a puck in at the line. Trying to feed that one to the line. Didn't work, but right away coming back to steal it back is O'Callaghan with a nice move, dragging. Now it's in the middle on the stick of Yuha. Yuha sends it off to the left side. That is O'Callaghan again. O'Callaghan puts on the brakes, has some clearance, feeds it down, deflected just wide of the net off of the stick of Dante Giamarole. Now play on the other side, and that one flips back in behind the goal line. Play at the near side boards. Yuha with it. Yuha towards the goal line. Coming around the end boards. Gets the pass to the line, and it's split the D. And now racing the other way is Raymond. But again, he's got to wait for a teammate to catch up to him. Raymond feeding it in front. Great play by O'Callaghan to get in the way of that pass. Off the boards, out to the neutral zone. Yuha into the attacking end again. Almost 2 minutes gone here.
We got too many men for black here. See if the refs catch it.
And very quickly racing off the ice was Chasma Zaraka. And the officials did not catch that line change. Or that late line change, I guess. Little poke check at the blue line. Back and forth we go. Both teams looking for some clean possession here. Chipped ahead to Jonathan Gallant. Tried to play it into the middle to Joseph Delgrand. That gets past everyone's stick. The puck rolling on its side as it crosses the goal line, and
Joey Cabral can finally retrieve his stick. I'm not exactly sure when that happened, but thankfully they escaped without harm.
And so an interesting note I found out during the intermission, if goaltender will have to wear a blindfold.
Yes.
If they don't, how do I word this? If they don't have full non-vision, I guess, right?
Exactly, yes. And that's what makes it so difficult and what is so impressive about the position. I think goalie's already hard enough as it is.
No kidding. Yeah, like we said in the first period, 3-foot-tall nets, and so that allows the goaltenders to play basically a complete butterfly style as Yellow coming in to the attacking zone. Tries to get that pass in the middle. Now trying to get it over to Tristan Lindberg. And a good chance there disrupted by Team Black. I'll have to check on number 91. Don't have him on my score sheet, unfortunately. Unless they changed numbers on Yellow side. But here they go, racing out through the neutral zone. Nick Bullock lost the puck. That could be Joe Fornasser, although he's listed as number 93.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a 93 out there in a while. So that could be.
I see him over there on the bench.
Oh, he is over there.
Sure.
Okay. But here comes Thomas Raymond. In behind the net.
There he is there.
For Nasser firing it in, and that one takes a deflection. Oh, and someone's lost the blade of their stick. Unfortunately, Jonathan Truzop went to clear the puck, and the blade of the stick went flying, and that's going to allow Team Yellow to have sort of a odd man advantage in the zone with one player without a stick now. Pushing it towards the net. The backhanded shot just goes wide. That was off the stick of Fernasser. Now on the near side, Bruno Hache into the corner, to the middle. Thomas Raymond circling the zone. Raymond gets
Good
it
defensive
stripped
play.
off his stick. Mark DeMontis coming down the ice, but he's got no support, and he gets tied down and taken down to the ice. O'Callahan at the blue line. Dangerous player from that spot. Nice feed into the middle, but it just deflects off the stick of Jason Yuha. O'Callahan with it again, puts it on net, and the save is made. Pye just keeping the pad down to make sure that one didn't get past him. And now Callahan had to skate around that broken stick that's still out
Causing
there.
a lot of problems right now
No kidding.
for both teams.
Yuha down the left wing side, drops it back, tried to get it onto the stick of Gallant. Now O'Callahan with possession again. He finds Yuha on the near side boards. Yuha with the shot, that goes high. Heavy deflection off the glass, and that's backhanded by Lindbergh to the line, kept in the zone. Shot coming in, that one stopped by Nick Bullock in front of the net. Bullock in control through the neutral zone. Bullock down the middle, cuts to the right side, turns back, looking for an outlet pass here. Bullock feeding it to the point. Lindbergh shot, too much traffic in front. And that will end the Team Yellow chance.
It's a nice rush there up ice from Nick Bullock. Once he gets his feet moving, he's hard to catch.
Now O'Callahan in the zone. There's a pass. That one is sent wide of the net. Picked up by Yuha. A lot of ice time for Yuha in the...
Both him and O'Callahan are eating minutes right now.
Yeah. .8:15 to go. That one's shot wide. Team Black holding on to that 1-0 lead. That puck stolen off the boards. Racing down the right wing side, driving towards the net. Now going wide in the middle. The pass was set up for Alexandro Kapasouris. And as he took the shot, the stick went into the skates of one of the defenders on the Black team, and that negated that chance.
I think both teams right now are doing a great job defensively of really just staying tight, congested in the middle, really just parking the bus. There's a lot of block shots and keeping them to the outside.
There's another shot coming in. It's off the crossbar and out of play.
It's a great opportunity there from Emily McLean.
Almost giving Black a 2-0 lead. Want to say hi to Gail Delgrand, who's cheering on Joseph, watching from just down the street in Scarborough. And thanks for joining us as well, Chris Baker.
Goalie change here for both teams. We have Gary Steves coming in for Team Black, and
Looks like Lauren Weber coming in.
yep, that's correct.
Goal for Team Black, number 1, Gary Steves. And for Team Yellow, number 30, Lauren Weber.
And I think number 91 might be Adam Young. As I'm comparing score sheets here, I don't see an Adam Young.
Adam Young, yep. Detroit, Michigan native.
Yeah, I
I
don't
believe also lives in Colorado now.
He's listed on one of our rosters here, but not the others, so I'm going to assume that number 91 is him, although we'll try to get a confirmation
with
on that. That one is dropped back. A nice chance, a secondary chance. Stopped by Amanda Provin, and they score! Team Yellow ties things up in the second period, 1-1, as Amanda Provin just kept attacking the puck and eventually slid that through the pads of Gary Steeves.
Gary Steeves getting tested right away, and you alluded to it. Amanda Provin just stuck with that, not one, not two, I think maybe 3 opportunities before she finally knocked it home, but Team Yellow is pretty pumped, and we have a tie hockey game here.
And that got the crowd roaring as well.
Kids are going banana lands.
So with 6.5 to play, in the second period, we are all knotted at a goal apiece. Now another chance, backhanded shot, that stopped. Steeves made a huge pad save there. Play continues. And sent down the other way. So 2 goals on the board, and we've
No warm-up here for Gary Steeves. He's been, since coming into the game, he's been tested multiple times with some grade A chances, but outside of that goal by Amanda Provin, he's been up to the task.
The assist from Kelly Serbu on the goal from Young. And we've had just the one penalty as well called. That was earlier in the first period. Nice play to keep the puck in at the line. A shot coming in, deflected off a stick and played into the end boards. Yellow back in control. Young with the puck. The shot that goes off a skate and off the stick of Provin. Back in behind the net. Kapasaurus. Kapasaurus controlling, dishes it off to Young. Young feeds it to the line. Shot coming in. That one is stopped. Black doing good job of getting the sticks in the way to make sure that puck didn't even get to the goaltender. And now on the counterattack, playing it towards the net. Yellow collapsing in the slot area. And they're able to get the puck out. The kids from the Toronto District School Board and the Toronto Catholic District School Board trying to get the wave going here with 5 minutes to play in the second period. Good battle there. Callahan kicks it ahead, turned over, play in front of the net. There's a pass across, sharp angle shot, it goes off the post. That was Thomas Raymond on that shot off a beautiful setup from Joe Fernasser. And now Black on the counterattack, and another good defensive play by Yellow. But they tried to get a quick attack going the other way. That didn't work, and now O'Callahan's shot somehow doesn't go in. Just went wide blocker side. They're continuing to attack here. This is Richard, the pass to the right side, doesn't get through.
Kelly Serbu with a stick back door to deny what more than likely would have been a goal.
That was Jason Yuha on the doorstep. Almost giving Black the lead. And I think that's the momentum turner that Black had been looking for ever since giving up that tying goal.
I think so.
Here come Yellow again. This is Conrad Eder. Eder, the pass across, shot, and it doesn't go in. Hit the top of the crossbar. What a chance there.
Great speed and what a feed back door.
Max Shear with that shot. Yellow in possession again. Black struggling a bit to connect on those passes in the offensive zone. Here comes Eder, feeds it across to Lindberg, but Lindberg got tied up. Another nice play there by the Black defense. Lindberg another shot, and that time it goes off a skate, controlled by Black and sent out to the neutral zone. Nick Bullock dropping back, twisting, turning. He might get stripped of the puck here, but he's got some support on the back end. That was Charlie Mitchell who was all over him. And now it's Kapasouris. Drops it off to Provin. Provin battling with Richard on the near side boards. Lindbergh at the line now. Fakes to his right, moves in on the left side. Shot, that's blocked in front. Black have a chance here. They've got the numbers going the other way. Mitchell trying to move it forward. Lindbergh all over him. And Lindbergh using his size to shield them from the puck. And the whistle goes, and that's going to be a penalty. Must have happened there behind the play because it is Anthony Chula going into the box. Anthony Chula out of Oshawa, Ontario, whose favorite player, maybe unsurprisingly, Austin Matthews.
A Leafs fan from Oshawa, no surprise.
That's right.
I think this power play comes at an important time for Black here. Maybe utilize this to take back some momentum. Really got to approach this with, you know, what I call a puck is gold mentality. When you have it, take care of it. When you don't have it, get on the hunt and get it back. A lot of urgency. Try to get, with 2 minutes to play, just over 2 minutes to play, as many opportunities as you can. Hopefully leave this this second period with a lead.
But right off the draw, they are chasing. And remember, it was the late goal in the first period that gave Team Black the lead. Off the stick of O'Callaghan. Dangerous play there up the middle, although when you're shorthanded, it's going to take your teammates a little bit longer to get into the zone for you to make that pass. Now maybe an opportunity for Team Black racing in. Giamarole playing it to the line, just skips past the stick of Richard. Simon Richard plays it back ahead to Giamarole. Giamarole coming in on the left wing. Played back to the stick of Juha. Juha setting it up for O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan into the left side circle. Waiting, taking the shot. Blocked in front by Bullock. And Bullock will look to feed it off the boards. And Bullock might have some numbers going the other way here. Short-handed. Team Yellow in on the attack. Bullock driving, playing it on net. Turned away, there's a shot at the net, and it's going to be no goal. They're not going to count it. They said a pass was never completed in the zone, and unfortunately for Team Yellow, they won't get the shorthanded goal.
Wow.
That was a beautiful play set up. But again, you need to get that pass.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunate for Team Yellow. What a play and what a penalty kill from Nick Bullock. Blocks a shot in the defensive zone, collects the puck behind the net, wins that battle, takes it all the way up the ice himself, and ultimately set up what turned out to be a disallowed goal, but just an excellent penalty kill at an important juncture of the game.
35 seconds left in the penalty to Chula. O'Callaghan feeding it across, tried to get it to Juha. That one went behind Utah, and now he plays it to the boards. Driving in, there's a shot. Great job by Weber to hold their ground there, just hugging that blocker side post. Now there's a pass in front, just off the stick of Juha. Picked up by, looks like Richard there. Richard still holding it. Finds his teammate in the circle. And that's shot in towards the net off the stick of Giamarole. Lindbergh flips that one out of the zone, and that effectively has ended the 5-on-4. We're back to even strength. Lindbergh dumps it in as the buzzer goes, and another 15 minutes are in the books here, and we are back to where we started. 1-1 through 2 periods of play. Tyler, what do you make as we head into the third?
A lot of theatrics heading into the third. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Again, go ahead.
No, a lot of great chances, like from both sides. A lot of great defensive plays as well. It's going to make for an exciting third period. I think this is what the fans want, so we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. All right, he's Tyler. I'm Matthew. We thank you for watching on YouTube on the 2025 Canada Blind Hockey Tournament YouTube channel. More on the way when we return. It's 1-1 with 15 minutes left to play. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Matthew Sukram with you here alongside Tyler McGregor. 15 minutes left on the clock in regulation time as yellow and black are tied at 1, and yellow to the net. That one is lifted high over the crossbar. And remember, yellow really came flying out of the gates in that second period as well. Sent around to the near side boards. O'Callaghan battling for it. Drops it off. Giamarole back to O'Callaghan. Shot got through, but it's off the pads. And making the save is Lauren Weber once again. Again, we thank you for joining us on the Canadian Blind Hockey Tournament YouTube channel. I want to say hi to Ed Martin, who's cheering on Dan Schramm, watching from Avon, Colorado. Brooke Joy cheering on Brandon Joy from Conception Bay, Newfoundland. Monica Hosini cheering on Nick Bullock. Haben Hagos from St. Alpinus, I believe. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that one. And Steve Joy brings up a great point. It's amazing how most of these players play together for only a couple times a year, but they look like they play an 80-game schedule. And Tyler, you and I were commenting on that in the intermission. I mean, these players just, the way they find each other on the ice, the way they skate together, the way they play defense together, it is incredible to watch.
It truly is impressive, and that is such a good point. And you alluded to it earlier in the game too, like how important communication is, and especially, as you mentioned, like when you don't play a whole lot of games together, it becomes even more important. And obviously, they're doing such a great job in executing that, and I think it's just a testament to how great of athletes these players are.
Almost 2 minutes into the third period. Julian Blaze feeding that one over to Bruno Haché. I love how Liam O'Callaghan in the player bios, they ask who's their favorite hockey player. Liam O'Callaghan says Bruno Haché is his favorite hockey player, and they're playing against each other today. So. There's a play in front of the net, just off the stick of Jonathan Gallant. And again, these two teams will play each other twice more before the end of the weekend. Player tripped up in the neutral zone, and that one is just offside. Amanda Provin, who scored the lone goal for Team Yellow, thought she might have had a quick breakaway there, but that goes for naught.
You mentioned this is one of 3 games happening this weekend. Oh, we have a penalty call there on, looks like Dan Schramm. I'm not sure what the call was, but yellow is going to the power play. Holding.
Big opportunity here for Team Yellow. This will be their first power play of the game. Oh, tripping is the call there. As announced by PA announcer extraordinaire Brian Floyd. And off the draw, it's sent right down into the yellow zone.
Jason Yuha just controlling this PK so far. Oh.
And the whistle goes again. I believe being called there for the offside. Patrick Gourlay watching from the top of Blue Mountain, Ontario. Says he's looking forward to seeing Andrew Gourlay play for the Leafs this afternoon. And South London Pet Care tuning in from London, Ontario.
A lot of fans from London, Ontario
That's
cheering
right.
on hometown Nick Bullock.
That's right. 1:20 remaining on this power play for Team Yellow. Again, their first of the game. They've been shorthanded twice. That's a clearing. That puck is cleared up to the stick of Yuha, and now Yuha will try to kill some time while shorthanded, as he'll now be joined by O'Callahan in the zone. O'Callahan tried to come out quickly in front of the net, but got blocked behind the net, and now it is controlled at the line by DeMontis. DeMontis feeds it back down low into the zone to Yuha. Utah playing it back up high onto the stick of Richard. That's turned over, but the arm goes up. And another tripping call, this one going against Team Yellow. And you look at the reaction on the bench. They're going, that was not what we were hoping for as that play was coming together. They looked like they would have had some rush going the other way.
They would have had a 3-on-1 there. An unfortunate break for Team Yellow. We got ourselves some 4-on-4 hockey here for 42 seconds. A little more open ice.
I missed who was going, was it Lindbergh?
That was Kelly Serbu.
Serbu, the veteran.
Kelly Serbu, I know he has some friends and family watching from back home, as we've seen in the chat. But for those who don't know, Kelly's a judge in Nova Scotia, and to my knowledge, the first visually impaired judge in Nova Scotia. Pretty impressive on and off the ice. There's
a pass that shot now just going wide, and he played a high level of hockey at one time or another, didn't he?
He did. He's a guy that hockey runs in his blood, and I believe he was playing junior and maybe a little college or university, I believe, at St. Mary's University when he started to lose his vision.
But I mean, what a wonderful way to stay connected and stay in the game. And then, I mean, just an accomplishment to go through school to become a judge too. Talk about perseverance. I mean, that is awesome.
It's incredible.
So we now are at 5-on-4 as Schramm came out of the box. But I believe there's a call being made here again, body contact. This one is also against Yellow. And now it's going to be a 5-on-3 for 51 seconds. And that's Anthony Chula shaking his head as he goes in the box. Certainly disappointed with that call. Chula's had a good game too. He's had a couple of shifts where he's really controlled the pace of play. So big opportunity for Team Black here with 9:50 to play. There's a pass in the middle. It didn't take long. Team Black take the lead.
Wow, 5 seconds. One face-off. Get it to the middle of the ice, a good feed.
It's Dante Giamarole with the goal on a perfect setup off the face-off by Liam O'Callahan. And it's 2-1, Team Black.
That was a good rip too. He put that away with authority.
He did.
And still about 150 remaining on this power play for Team Black. But if you're Team Yellow, that's exactly how you want to start it off. Get right on the attack.
Yeah, they still have a minute 41 to kill on that second penalty. And we'll see if Yellow can get back to controlling the puck and putting the pressure on Team Black like they did through a majority of that second period. But they have to come back quickly on the back check. Nice poke check in the neutral zone. Almost got it up to the stick of Serbu. But it's Black back in control. O'Callahan to the net. Feeding in front, and that's a goal for Giamarole again. Back-to-back power play markers for Team Black. And it's 3-1.
Dante Gimeroli, back-to-back goals. What, about 40 seconds apart?
I think so. And you also have to admire the speed again of O'Callahan to find that space on the left side and just open up the ice completely for Gimeroli to come in the zone.
So impressive. He just burned him to the outside. Obviously created so much time and space, and a great opportunity to dish backdoor to Gimeroli for his second in less than a minute.
So now we are back to 5-on-5. We'll see if Yellow can draw a call for themselves here. Remember, they had the power play advantage, and then things went to 4-on-4, and then just got worse, unfortunately, for Team Yellow in the sin bin. That's O'Callahan. Moving it through blue line to blue line, tried to get it into the middle. Nice little poke there at the line by Emily McLean to keep it alive in the attacking end. Behind the net, cleared up ahead to Alexandros Kapasouris. He lost it. O'Callahan has some room. O'Callahan deking to the right side, and then one last touch was maybe a touch too many as he lost the handle. Comes out of the zone. Now he'll go back in. O'Callahan drops it back to Schramm. Schramm's shot on net gets stopped. And Team Black all over Team Yellow with 7:44 to play in the third. There's a hard collision on the near side boards. Gallant down. And body contact is going to be the call.
Yellow going to be shorthanded again here. That was some heavy contact. Obviously, I believe unintentional, but unfortunately for Yellow, they'll be shorthanded here again for 2 minutes or less. Or, sorry, Team Black calls on Black.
Gallant is pleading his case. He's saying, he ran into me.
Well, either way, a great opportunity for
That's
Yellow
right,
here to get back in it.
A very opportune call for Yellow. And after having just one call in the first, or sorry, 2 calls in the first 30 minutes, we've had now 4 in the first, we got 7.5 to play in the third period here. Going towards the net. That shot is stopped. And Black clears it out. And Yellow maybe getting away with one there, blocking the path of Chaz Mizuraka. Now Raymond drops it back to line. There's a shot on net just wide. Nick Bullock from the line. And remember, these two teams will play head-to-head again tomorrow and on Sunday ahead of the Team Canada announcement that wraps up the tournament on Sunday afternoon. And they will represent the country in a huge event in Montreal next month. It's an international tournament for blind hockey between Canada and the USA, but it's part of a bigger para-sports competition that will be taking place throughout Montreal over that week.
Yeah, Défi Sportif is really, it's a phenomenal event. Really a celebration of many different para-sports, and it's such a fun week to be a part of. So it's great that that Canada and USA blind hockey teams will be there to compete in what I'm sure will be a phenomenal competition.
and athletes from all over the world at that event as well. So Montreal will be a hub of activity. With 2 seconds to go on the power play for Team Yellow, really weren't able to get a lot going. But now they're moving it through the zone. Kicked up ahead. Oh, they're going to call offside. Just offside on Team Yellow with 5:30 to play in the third period.
Just offside. They would have had a 4-on-2 opportunity there. Breaking over the blue line with speed. Unfortunate.
To take the draw, Giamarole against Chula. Chula wins it back, and then it's dumped in by the defense. Yellow really has to play a hurry-up offense now from this point forward, down by 2. Shot whipped around the boards, kept in the zone by Kapasouris, plays it in the middle, back in, and shot just goes high. Behind the net, digging away at it, couple players involved. Trying to dig that puck out, must have gone caught on the mesh behind the net, and so that draws the whistle.
It appeared that way, yeah. As you said, every opportunity is important for Team Yellow here. We're down to the final 5 minutes. Got a 2-goal deficit to make up. Just got to get as many pucks to the net as possible here.
Good face-off win by Chula, and then dumped into the end boards by Hache. Big scrum in the corner here. You gotta admire, these players are fighting for the puck here. Good battles happening in that corner as the puck is now sent all the way into the yellow zone, but now bringing it out with some speed. Kapasouris, and someone lost their stick. Did that come off the bench? No, okay. It's picked up by Giamarole. I thought when the players were going by the bench, they accidentally knocked that stick out of someone's hand.
I wasn't sure how that happened there either, but either way, Mark DeMontis heading to the box, and Yellow is back to the power play.
4:26 to play. DeMontis for body contact. And another big opportunity for Yellow.
These are the moments, especially in special teams, where they're so critical in trying to at least generate or capitalize on this opportunity, especially with a 2-goal deficit here.
At the line, Bullock in behind the net. Bullock wraparound chance and doesn't connect. Nice pass to the point. Lindbergh's shot gets stopped. Black trying to clear, and they will, and now it's a 2-on-1. If they can catch up to the puck, they can, as Bullock sends it back the other way. 1:30 to play on the power play. Brought through the zone by Lindbergh. Tristan Lindbergh on the right side, trying to feed it to the middle. Great defensive play to get that active stick by Jonathan Truzop, and now it's deflected and in. Team Yellow cut the deficit to 1 with 3:38 to play. Looks like it might have been last touched by Joe Fornasser.
I believe that was Kelly Serbu. What a pass by Tristan Lindbergh too. Kelly Serbu, phenomenal drop, driving the back post. Just a quick one-touch, back of the net. Came at a perfect time too. Plenty of room to work with left in this game.
And down to a 1-goal lead for Team Black. Remember, 2 power play goals by Giamarole in this third period. One of them came when Serbu was in the box, so Serbu making up for that. There's a shot, save made, rebound chance denied, a third chance at it. And the goaltender, Gary Steeves, came up with a huge stop there.
Wow. Just a tremendous pushback from Team Yellow here. Gary Steeves needs a little equipment work, it appears.
Serbu, whose favorite player is Sidney Crosby.
Another Nova Scotia boy.
That's right, no big surprise there, right?
Not at all.
And him and I could be great friends. His favorite song, Welcome to the Jungle, which is my go-to karaoke song, so.
I love it.
Can't go wrong with some GNR. Yellow looking for the equalizer now, down by a goal. Played on the half boards as Black looking to break it out. And they've got their big guns out there now as O'Callaghan moves it through the neutral zone. Yuha is out there as well. O'Callaghan to the line. Shot in for the point, scores! Brandon Joy from 50 feet out regains the 2-goal lead for Team Black.
Just a great shot selection from Brandon Joy. I mean, Liam O'Callaghan did such a great job just gaining the zone, kind of buying time, found Brandon Joy, and as I said, great shot selection. So hard for the goalies to track from distance. And they restore the 4-2 2-goal lead.
Black have never trailed in this game. They had the 1-goal lead. Yellow tied it in the second period to make it 1-1. And now they've got, again, a bit of a mountain to climb here. It's off the post, and it is a goal. Back and forth we go.
Conrad Eder, I believe. What a shot. It does appear the refs are reviewing this. I know the net did come off at some point during that play.
I mean, I know we covered Junior A in North Bay, so I mean, if, the rules there, if the goaltender knocks it off, and they're gonna call it a no goal. Oh my goodness, heartbreak for Team Yellow.
Didn't even go to the war room. We're gonna need to take a look at that one.
What I was gonna say is if the puck could potentially go in and the net is knocked off by the netminder in transition to trying to make the save, it is a goal.
And that seems like the logical ruling, right? I know that the coaches for Team Yellow right now aren't all that pleased. You have Joey Alley, Joe McCallion, Jeff Street trying to get an answer from the referees here.
And kind of pleading the case, right, in terms of, if it's kind of in the air, tracking towards the net, how do you make the call that it would not have gone in, right? That's such a tough call to make. Again, and there were tons of bodies in front, so who knows who actually knocked it off.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. A lot of people driving the net. Can't be sure.
So again, Yellow, riding the waves of emotion here in this third period. This period started tied 1-1. It is 4-2 now for Team Black. They got 2 goals on the power play, while Yellow has fought tooth and nail for their 2 goals. And time is really of the essence here for Team Yellow. Yuha sends it in, save made. Again, a shot from distance. But Lauren Weber doing a great job between the pipes. Yellow looking to get it out. Flipped up into the neutral zone. 1:20 to go. That's Thomas Raymond who tried to find a player in the middle. Now Lindberg pinching in. Lindberg drags it wide. Lindberg sends it on net, but no one able to feed the puck towards the keeper. 1 minute to go in the third. Yellow down by 2. And if this is just game 1, this is going to be an entertaining series all weekend long. Everybody wants to go to La Belle Provence.
I'm sure we'll have quite the rivalry build up here over the weekend
No
between
kidding.
these two teams.
And then you're going to have to be teammates with some of these guys, right? Yuha just trying to kill time. They run into each other. Yuha colliding with his teammate Charlie Mitchell. But that doesn't allow Yellow to pick up the puck. 15 seconds to go. And we are ticking the time away as Team Black are going to come away with victory in game 1, 4-2 over Team Yellow. What a game, what a third period. Again, this period started 1-1. We had 2 power play goals back-to-back in a span of about 40 seconds from Dante Giamaroli for Black to take a 3-1 lead. Yellow cut the deficit to 1 on the goal from Serbu with 3:38 left. Black got one back about a minute later off the stick of Joy to make it 4-2, and then Yellow seemingly got another goal to make it a 4-3 game, but it was waved off, and that is where this game comes to an end. But we still have lots of games on tap for you right here on the 2025 Canadian Blind Hockey Tournament YouTube channel. Coming up next will be our youth division game 1 of the weekend. I'll turn things over to Courtney Kenny and Ben Long for that one. But Tyler, it was a pleasure to have you on the broadcast. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
It's been an honor. It's been a lot of fun. What a start to the weekend. I mean, this has been phenomenal action. Obviously, an outstanding finish. Really, special teams were the difference in the third period. A lot of momentum changes, but it's been fun being on here with you. And thanks everyone for tuning in online. And we look forward to many more games to come.
Absolutely. All right. He's Tyler. I'm Matthew. Thank you so much for joining us. More hockey coming up right here on the YouTube channel. Stay tuned.